Okay. Once again, I'd like to thank you for joining us for the February edition of our Time Saver and Helpful Hint webinar series. This month's discussion is about our Appraise ASP software as a service solution. So let me bring that up here. Okay. So what software as a service means is you get all of the functionality of a software product with the benefit of not having to install it or upgrade it. Because the way the system works is that the application is hosted on our file servers within our office. So that gives you the advantage of not having to install, not having to update. You're always on the current version. As you add more users, again, there's no installation required on your part. But the great other benefit of software as a service is the fact that the data is stored locally on your computers, so it's totally secure. In essence, it's a hybrid model. You have the software solutions we're accustomed to, then you have the web services that we're accustomed to, and software as a service fills that middle spot with all of the advantages of a web solution in terms of scalability and portability, but at the same time, the security of software because the data is hosted locally. And that's what I hope to illustrate for you today. Another benefit of a software as a service solution is as we roll out a new product, you get it instantaneously without having to do anything on your part. So for our customers who are using our Appraise ASP software as a service solution, we have here a web login. They go to URL https appraise ASP appraisenj.com. They put in a username and a password, as you can see in this screen here. I'm going to click on, actually, I want to let you know the underlying technology behind our Appraise ASP software as a service solution is Citrix. So the only the only application which does need to be installed into your browser is what's called the Citrix Workspace app. I'm taking you here to the Citrix website, the downloads portion. And the Citrix Workspace app is a product which is downloaded, and then your browser sees it and it goes, hey, I now know how this system works, and allows you to access the hosted application and stores your data locally. And as Citrix rolls out any updates to the Workspace app, they let us know, and then we let you know. So we, in essence, do the maintenance for you by advising you, hey, you might want to update this. And all along, it's been backwards compatible anyway, so it generally has not been an issue, but they'll let you and us know of any updates. So just so you understand that that's the underlying technology, Citrix Workspace app. So I'm going to log on to Appraise ASP. Okay. Just to give you a heads up, we are operating right now in a beta testing environment. We are releasing on Monday a new product, if everything goes according to schedule. It looks like it will right now, called the 1040-1041 income allocator. So what you're seeing here is not a perfect replication of what the customers see, but it'll all be cleaned up if on schedule and released on Monday. So I'm going to click on something here called ASP entry. And here it says you have chosen to open, and it's looking to say what app do I want to use to open it. And I'm using the Citrix Connection Manager, the Workspace app. Click on OK. And it can say do this automatically from files like this from now on. I leave that unchecked, so whenever I do a demo, people can see what I am doing. Click on OK. Okay, and this will launch ASP entry. You wait for the bar graph to go across. Sometimes it goes quick, sometimes it goes a little slower, but it'll let you know where you are. So we're reconnecting to the Appraise ASP system. All right, this is the Appraise ASP menu. So at this point now, we have access to 4 products. We have Appraise, which is for estate and gift tax and historical portfolio pricing. The going from left to right, the dividend reinvestor allows you to determine the cost basis for dividend reinvestment plans, both going forwards and backwards. The 1040-1041 income calculator, which tentatively is scheduled for release on Monday, March 2nd, is also on this field. And then just to see how this platform works, any future products we add will automatically appear in the box that says future products. So let's start with Appraise. Sometimes it takes a while for it to load. What happens here is we're drive mapping. Again, we said the data is stored locally. So this gives me as a user heads up, say, hey, give the program an opportunity, some time to map the drives. And then when that's done, it'll take us into the program. So I'm going to show you a bit of how the data flow works here. So let's wait for Appraise to load. And the directory that I am going to be mapping is my local C drive. This should launch in a second. There we go. So I am going to system setup. You don't need to, but directories. I am storing the data on my C drive, C-Appraise demo data, and C-Appraise demo import. So I'm going to open up the directories here on my side, and you can see I'm in the Appraise demo data directory, and there's absolutely nothing in there. Okay. So I'm going to click on Done. Estate and gift tax. Create. I'm going to create a portfolio. Sample. 1040. I'll call it sample 1040, 1041, so I can kind of give you a brief introduction to that product. State name is sample 1040/1041. Let's do a date of death. How about this? How about May 30th, 2018? Now it's going to ask me for a few wishes. So I'm going to type in a few wishes here, okay? 912, 828, 5B. It's already putting in the check digit for me. I'll put in the shares. You're watching me do it. 6497 2FK6 100,000 shares. 610 530 ES2. Let's put for that. How about 100,000 shares of that? Okay. What I'm trying to put in is a variety of issues just to show you how this works. 30. Okay. We're going to put in about 12 items. 594918. Okay, 515. 36. 274409. 366. We're getting near the end here. 9229. 0876. 1185. Okay. There are people who are much quicker keyboardists than I am who would be flying through this. But this will help me illustrate how the data is input on the hosted application, but then subsequently stored locally. So that's why I'm doing it this way. So we'll put in 10 items, okay? Okay. So we've just put in 7 items. Now I'm going to click on Save Portfolio. Okay, now I'm going to click on Price Portfolio. Send for pricing. Now for those folks who have the opportunity, you can within our product import the assets using a product called Universal Import. It reads in a common delimited file. I chose not to demonstrate that on this webinar, but we have done that in prior webinars. If you are interested in seeing how that works, let us know. All right, price is all 0 for a couple QSIPs. Let's just make sure I didn't make any typos. So 9, go back to my original. If it did in price, we can find out why there's a supplemental report. Okay, that one's fine. And then we look at this one, number 9. So it lets me know, hey, maybe you made a typo. 949763. Okay. So now let's view the portfolio. Okay. And we can see we're sorting this by portfolio. You can see all the different issues in here. Okay. And go to the next page. Go to the next page. And it gives you a little supplemental information. What happened here, and I know this now, as I actually got the date of death wrong on this. I actually should have put in 5/30/2019. So the first issue is a treasury note. And that's why it's not coming back price. Let me just finish that a second. All right, price portfolio again. Let's do this real fast. Sorry, there's a typo there on the date, so we'll get this correct. It's that easy to change, though. Look at that. You just go in, you change the date, you get it back, and it comes back clean. You know, good information in, good information out. So download complete, and we can view the portfolio if we wanted. And you will see that it comes up totally clean, everything here. All right, so what's my point? My point is I have a completed now data death portfolio. And if I look at that directory, remember how this directory just a few moments ago was empty? Well, now it has data in it because we created the application on our hosted app, but we're storing the data locally. So there's total security for your information technology groups. You can say, look, folks, you don't need to worry about the security of their data. They push it back locally. So now you are responsible for the storage, archiving, and integrity of your own data. And that's the idea behind this. So click on main menu. All right. Now I'm going to return to Appraise main screen. Again, if you have any questions along the way, please send me a chat and I'll answer them for you. So I'm going to exit out of the program. I just want to share, just so you know, Easy Price gives you single and portfolio pricing historically. It just does not satisfy the stringent estate and gift tax requirements for the IRS Form 706 and 709. So that's why it's a separate entry within the Appraise product. Click on Exit. Now, I just want to show you this product called the Dividend Reinvestor. It's here. I'm sorry, I didn't pre-test that one, but this is, I didn't set this one up for the webinar. It wasn't going to show up. I said, I'll wing it. But this is our Dividend Reinvestor. So part of the Appraise ASP suite of products is the Appraise Dividend Reinvestor. What that enables us to do is you can give us a initial position, and then we will bring it forward, reinvesting all the dividends, applying any splits, any purchases or sales. Will give you the current position and the cost basis, or you can give us the current and we'll take it backwards. So that is part of the Appraise ASP suite of products. I'm going to click cancel here. Okay. And we go back into Appraise. I'll launch Appraise ASP entry again. We'll go back in. And this will load up in a second. Okay. We wait for the little green line to come across. All right, I'm reconnected, which is what I wanted. And I want to take you into the 1040-1041 income calculator. Again, please wait loading as we map the local drives. Each application does that separately. So we have to give it a few moments. And that lets the application know, please store the data in these directories locally. So this should load up in a second. The 1040-1041 income allocator, here it is. So what I can do is, let me move this over here so I can see a little better. I can import a data death I created like this. It's going to read it in. See the little bar graph on the bottom? So it's coming across, taking existing data death. Okay, then I can click on Get Report. I'm going to get a calendar year 1040-1041 income allocation. So we get a please wait, and it shows you the number of issues that are still being processed. So it's 2 out of 10, and that will keep moving wrong. It's a little counter there. So that way you're not wondering where you stand. You'll have a good feel for how far it's gone. So it moves along pretty quickly, as you can see. And we're getting all the dividend accrual information for those items within this particular portfolio, all 10 of them. So it's getting near the end. Okay, a few more moments. Okay, and it should render in a second. There we go. And this looks best when I bring it to Excel. So I'm going to click on print. And wait a second. What it will do is give me an option to print this to a printer or convert this format to Microsoft Excel, which is what I'll choose to do for our little demonstration here. Okay, one moment, please. What it's doing is creating the file. And see how it says your portfolio was saved on my local drive? I'm going to click on OK. Click on Exit here. And back to these data directories. You can now see we now have 5 files in the local drive, including the Excel file for the 1040-1041 calendar year I just created. I'll open this up. Yes. And just for the sake of brevity, you can see how the 1040-1041 created a calendar year report. My valuation date was 5/30/2019. So I took all the income between 1/1/19 and 12/31/19. And based on the pay date, okay, this is a New York City municipal bond. It pays monthly. There's the rate, 0.23. And we allocated the income up to the month of May 30th to the 1040 and the rest of the 1041. So just a real brief intro to the 1040-1041 income allocator. But what I really wanted to illustrate in this webinar is all these advantages of Appraise ASP. I'm just going to give you a summary and I'll answer any questions. So the great thing is about it, other than the Citrix Workspace app, there's no installation. You can run it from any workstation that's access to a browser. No installation, no updates. You get any new products rolled out immediately. And the data is secure because it's stored on your local drive. So there's a lot of benefits to considering this model for delivering the applications you need in your day-to-day work. Let's see if there's any questions here. Okay. Sure, someone asked about our Appraise Cloud service. That's our, what we call Appraise Web. I will cover that. Actually, I'll have Don Bolt reach out to you about that. I'm going to give you his contact information here as I'm reading through this. So if you have any questions after this webinar, this is my colleague Don Bolt who will answer them for you. And someone had questions about Appraise Cloud. That is our true web platform service. There is no Citrix Workspace app involved. You go to the website, webappraisenj.com. You have a user ID and a password. Everything is stored in the cloud as opposed to this hybrid solution. And Don can give you more information about that. As we're going forward, I want to wrap this up on time. Does anybody else have any questions about Appraise ASP, our software as a service solution? We also, just for the note of mentioning, we're going to be rolling out a newer version of the Citrix technology that supports this. That'll be coming out in Q2. It'll be, for the most part, invisible to our users. What will happen is the URL that they log into will be different than the one they're seeing now. But that's a migration to a newer version of the underlying Citrix platform. But from your perspective as a user, the only thing that changes is the URL you point to. The Citrix Workspace app is portable across the 2 Citrix platforms. Are there any other questions? Okay. Well, I would like to thank you for joining us on this webinar. look for a recording to be emailed to you in the near future. And if you do have any subsequent questions, please contact my colleague, Don Bolt. His contact information is on the screen here. And thank you for joining us and have a great day, everybody. Bye.